And now it's time for the lightning round with Brad Butt. Brad, are you all set to go?
Yep, let's go, David.
All right. The Omicron virus has made its way into Peel region. How is it affecting the residents?
Well, at this stage, people are saying concern, but not panic. But yes, we now have the new variant in the region of Peel, directly related to travel, as I understand it from our medical officer of health, Dr. Lowe. But this is becoming more concerning, and we're going to have to be very vigilant. We're getting into holiday season, more gatherings of people together indoors. We're going to have to be very mindful of this one.
Brad, the variant's causing problems getting travelers around at the airport. People have special rules coming back from Africa. Now they're changing the rules around how many hours in advance of returning. It's starting to become a mess again. What are the rules as of late?
Well, it is a mess. I mean, travel restrictions depending on the country of origin, or now, if you want to go to the United States now, they're back asking for a 24-hour ahead, PCR test. So, I mean, it's a mess. It's confusing. People don't know what to say or what to do. We're getting into holiday traveling season. People are really confused, and the government isn't making it any easier for people to understand.
The largest hospital is about to be located right here in Mississauga. How is that happening?
So we had a fantastic announcement last week, obviously, from the Premier and the Minister of Health and other officials about the expansion of the Trillium Health Partners hospital network, which includes the Mississauga site and the Queensway site in Etobicoke. 500 new beds will be constructed over the next number of years to make that happen. And yes, it will become the largest hospital in Canada. So great news for the city of Mississauga. We can hardly wait to see shovels in the ground.
I know you've been following it very closely, as you do every year, the budgets at the city of Mississauga and at the region of Peel. You've weighed in on them. Are they ready to go?
Yes, both Mississauga Council and the Region of Peel Council have finalized their budget discussions and have set tax rates for 2022. What we can see, the blended tax rate for the commercial industrial sector looks like coming in around 1%. So that's a little less than the rate of inflation. So kudos to everyone involved, because 2022 could have been a very tough budget year at the city and region, and it looks like it's come out okay.
Brad, news out of Queen's Park with some legislation around non-compete clauses for employees and hours of work. This is really going to cause a lot of confusion around contracts that have already been in place, and the boss can't bother you between the hour, only from 9 to 5. The boss can't bother you outside of those hours. What do you think? What are you hearing?
Well, it's an interesting piece of legislation. They call it the Working for Workers Act. And yes, the two, I guess, most controversial provisions within the bill is number one, any company of 25 and more employees. Basically, at the end of the day, you can insist to stop working and not be bugged by email or text or phone calls or whatever. That's one provision. And the second is this non-compete provision. So I guess if you left one employer, went to another employer, and they determined you were competing, you'd be subject to penalties under the act.
Well, this piece of legislation obviously has me tongue-tied. Couldn't get it out at the very beginning, but we do have a podcast coming up with Jonathan Borelli to we wade through this new legislation. Anyways, that's it for the lightning round. Brad, we'll see you next week.
Okay, David, thanks.